Women can't be flawed. You have to be proper. You have to be perfect. We always have to be in the white. You can't even be in the grey. So obviously there is a natural, and that kind of extends to the way women are portrayed on screen as well. I have done so many of those parts where I'm always on the correct side of the moral compass. My journey started with me trying to empower myself. I think now it's more about empowering others.
Hi, Bhumi. Welcome to Variety India.
Thank you so much.
You recently said that you creatively felt depleted and took a certain break from work.
Yes.
But when I see Daldal, I think it demands quite a lot of emotional stamina. Did you sign it at a time when you were finally ready to give it all of you?
Actually, I signed Daldal in 2023.
Wow.
I, the way the universe works, I read Royals and Daldal within the same week. And from somebody who did not want to do a longer format, I read two pieces of work, but I was like, okay, fine. And when I read Daldal, I was like, I know this is going to be so tough. It's going to take the life out of me. It is going to nichodo me. And that's exactly what happened. But in hindsight, I think it's one of the best decisions I made.
After looking at whatever I saw of Daldal, I find Rita's strength very, how to put it, abrasive and isolating. Do you think women in power get enough permission to be unlikable?
Not at all. How can women in general, forget whether they are in power or not, need to be extremely likable, right? They need to service every thought, they need to service every ego, they just need to be poised and elegant and well behaved, and they can't laugh loud, they can't have a large meal, there's so many do's and don'ts. They have to sit a certain way, they have to dress a certain way, because there are so many rules and regulations that we have laid out for women. I feel like in Rita's case, she doesn't adhere to any of those rules, right? She's a woman in a man's world who's refused to dig into her masculine side just to fit in, because that's what's usually expected.
Yes, it is.
Right? She is strong, but she's probably not the strongest person, but her instinct is stronger than anybody else in her department. She is broken. She is anxious. She is so deeply flawed. She has a lot of darkness within her. She has a lot of violence within her. And isolated is a great word for her, because she actually isolates people from her life. The moment she sees that something good's going to happen, she's triggered and she wants those people, like she throws them out of her life. She constantly feels like she does not deserve what she's getting, because she's constantly made to feel of her gender. She has every instinct and every trait that an anti-hero should have, yet she's in a uniform doing the best of her ability in the most honest way, and she's the most dedicated to her job. And I feel there is such a duality in her when she's wearing the uniform and when she's not. There are two very different people, and that's the most interesting part about Daldal. You know, how it goes into human psychology, human psyche, and not just for Rita, for other characters as well. Anita, brilliantly played by Samara Tijori. She is so incredible. Even the way her character is written, the way it comes together, it is so wholesome. It creates empathy within you, which is very rare in a crime drama. Or Aditya Rawal, same experience. What a brilliant actor, and his performance is gonna shake people up.
Rita operates within systems which always don't protect women even when they are in charge. Did that mirror realities you have witnessed in the film industry by any chance?
I think that's everywhere. You know, not just within the film industry. I've actually been a part of this fraternity for 10 years as an actor.
Yes.
And I think some of the spaces that I've felt the most secure in is when I'm on a film set. It's also because of the people I worked with. I think I'm very, very lucky. Having said that, I have also had experiences where I know that there is a certain misogyny that exists, and there are people that still feel that they are more superior, but I don't think that's a gender thing. That's just them as people, within my experience of being an actor. Having said that, I have experienced a lot of misogyny once I started my entrepreneurial journey.
Oh.
It was very interesting when I was setting up my factory, when I was, meeting vendors, suppliers. I think there was this constant there was this constant wait for some male counterpart to come represent me and my sister. And I could see it in the way they were talking. They would just not take us seriously. And that's been a very, very interesting experience for me.
That's actually something very new you admitted. Tell me, when we have such complex characters like women on screen, they are expected to carry some kind of morality on their shoulders where male
Always.
character can thrive in chaos. Why?
Yes. I mean, that's an observation that I don't have an answer for yet. But if I just kind of like, think about what is generally expected of women, women can't be flawed,
Of course.
right? You have to be proper, you have to be perfect. Also, kind of lends into what my previous answer was,
Yes.
that there is a lot of, we always have to be in the white. You can't even be in the gray. So obviously there is a natural, and that kind of extends to the way women are portrayed on screen as well, that you always have to be white. I have done so many of those parts, right? Where I'm always on the correct side of the moral compass. And that's also fine because that's
Yeah.
great. These women brought about change. But having said that, it is okay for a woman to be messy, for her
Yes.
to be jealous, for her to be envious,
You
for
know.
her to have desire, be it ambition, sexual desire, anything, right? Because we might be physiologically different, but I'm still a human being made up of the same components as, I mean, most as you are,
Yeah.
right? I think the difference is that I can bear children and you cannot, and I think that is a superpower. It's
Oh,
not something
yes.
that weakens us. And I just feel that this narrative is also spun to maintain control, right?
Exactly.
There is no other reason. That's why I feel somewhere, just so that the basic seed of patriarchy isn't shattered, they will make sure constantly the moment you see a woman gain control, even if it's on screen,
Yes.
she'll be questioned.
When you do projects, I would say in the same breath, like the Royals and Daldal, the reactions can be, of course, polarized. Do these reactions now energize you or exhaust you? Because there is too much scrutiny around them.
I feel like today, where I stand, obviously, and I see a lot of my colleagues go through this as well. I just feel the internet has become rather brutal.
Oh, yes.
Empathy, kindness does not exist there. So, obviously, there will also come a point where you will stop taking them seriously.
Yes.
Because everybody, at first, it started with one person, and we all really enjoyed it because we were like, it's never going to happen to us. Like, there was this one target always. Slowly, the target, the spectrum of people being targeted is increasing, right? And eventually, nobody will care.
Yeah, it's like nobody's spared, and it,
And the thing is that the people that have opinions that are so harsh eventually are also going to be directed with opinions. Because why are you doing this? You're doing this because you want more followers,
correct.
you want more views, you want more notice, right? Understandable. And for many, it's also bread and butter. I respect that. I'm just saying, do it, just bring in a little kindness.
Have your definition of empowerment changed since it's a decade long journey in the fraternity? How do you see it now, in general, as an actor?
I think my journey started with me trying to empower myself. I think now it's more about empowering others. With everything that I do, I want to build other individuals that can, like, a community of people that can truly spread good impact, positivity, so that they can uplift more people.
Post pandemic, it's an observation that we have so many female centric characters driving, be it long format or be it a film on OTT space. But why do we not see women's stories being helmed this way in theaters? And that's a question I've been asking around to a lot of other actresses as well. What's holding back these projects to
I
be a
don't think
theatrical
anything is
release?
holding back. The moment the audience goes in and starts watching these films, so many of them will be made. The audience isn't going in.
It's again like a psyche game, I think. Like
I
you,
don't know if it's a psyche or what is it. I genuinely don't have an answer for it. And especially women. We constitute to 50% of the population. There is this amazing independence that we found. Go support other women. Go support, break the chain of patriarchy. Go support other women.
and see
I
the
mean, Rani Ma'am's film's releasing on the 30th. I hope everybody goes and watches it
yeah,
so that we get an opportunity to have a theatrical film.
which I think is the need of the hour because it's so easy to criticize, but where is the support? I always ask. who's standing up for you.
Yeah.
You were fighting more like a battle in
Yeah,
isolation, as we come back to the same
absolutely.
fact.
So, right when I started acting, there were so many female-led films, right? Right from Queen, Tanu Manu, Tanu Weds Manu, a bunch.
It was a good time.
Absolutely.
We
Even
had Kahani, we had Kahan, like
Kahani, Dirty
Dirty
Picture.
Picture.
There were so many films. I'm sorry if I'm blanking out on
No,
any,
but they're like
right?
one of the key
And those kind
moments.
of opened up space for actors like me who were just starting off then to be able to, like, try their stunt at having female-led narratives. And I really hope that we can do that for others as well.
Does this entire conversation which we just had, does it also affect your choice of projects now? Do you also think from that lens that will it be theatrically suited or should I stick to
No,
OTT?
no, no, no. I don't think that way, ma'am. Because many a times I've done films and we're like, let's decide once the film is ready. And that's
Correct.
okay. I mean, I love a theater experience. There are no two ways about it. There is something about being in a theater and viewing something collectively as a community and sharing that experience with strangers. It is very thrilling to me. But having said that, I feel digital platforms have empowered me and I feel women in general exponentially. So I feel very fortunate that I'm an actor in a time where this platform's thriving and booming. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I have films that go into theaters next.
Any plans of turning into a producer? Because I think you're wearing so many hats, and why not? That I see
Who
that kind
knows?
of
I
cinema
hope
from
I
your
do
lens.
actually. I really hope I do because I feel like there are stories that I really want to support that conventional legacy homes might not support. And I also feel women are braver. If you
Yes.
also see all the producers that we have in the industry right now that are women, just the kind of narratives they choose, right from Ria Kapoor, Ekta Kapoor, Zoya,
And for that matter, are
uh,
actresses who are also picking like what Preeti,
100%,
Alia, all of these girls.
100%, absolutely. So, I just feel like women are braver, and I feel like if we have more women in powerful spaces, especially in the film industry, there will be a boom in good writing, good content, good work that will happen.
And if I may add, I think you give me the feeling that you might be one of those producers who can also empower the fact to have those female-led crews where we can have that kind of.
I would love that. I'm already trying to do as much as I can where my water is concerned. Like within Back Bay, most of our internal
Strength.
power it's led by women.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think these are the small changes which make the big differences at the end of the day, which
Thank you.
we don't see and recognize
I
otherwise.
agree. I think that's the only way to be.
On a lighter note, has there been a powerful female character in last 1 year which has stayed with you, be it across the
Oh,
globe?
in the last year,
Yeah, anything which just stayed with you as a performer. It like reignites the hunger that, hey, this is on my board. I want to do something like that.
I think Yami was incredible in her.
Yes.
So she anyways I mean, I've had the opportunity to work with her in Bhalla and
Yes.
she was phenomenal in the film, but I think it's quite a special year for her.
I would like to understand your take about violence in cinema. That's a take I'm taking from almost all the actors, and I would love to listen your opinion. What do you feel is the barometer, or itna hi hona chahiye, या this is good? How you review it?
Yeah, मुझे लगता है there are a lot of layers to this question. What are you using the violence for? Are you using the violence to fuel an already problematic concept such as toxic masculinity? Are you using it just to titillate people? Are you using it because the story genuinely needs it?
Correct.
So, I think that's what it comes down to, right? It is
Yes.
like when you're using sexual content in something, you will see the treatment of it, of intimacy in films. You can see when they're only doing it because they want to titillate a certain audience, they're doing it because the narrative needs it. I think the question goes down to that.
I agree.
That, what is it that does your story need to show this?
Exactly.
Or are you only doing it because that's a trend and it's going to appease to the men?
Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for the empowering stories. I always feel that one thing,
Thank
if I can associate. Thank you for doing this with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for a great conversation.